Hey guys, Andorn27 here, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 Land of the Russ. Today we're at war with Khazaria, as we are fast approaching our goal of creating the Empire of Russia under our King Helgi. I'd say good King Helgi, but as we've all seen, he's done some questionable things. I was thinking about it. I've got about 55 minutes left of material on this, which means I'd either have a regular size episode and a short episode, or I would have a, or I could do just one episode and it might be a little bit long. I'm leaning towards that one. I do have other material I want to get to. I've started recording my RimWorld series, and so I'd like that to be my first video going into next week. So this will be the final episode of the Land of the Russ achievement run. And I'll do that. I'll just edit it down a bit more. After this war, the remaining wars are fairly minor deals, so we'll probably just kind of skip through them. You've all been with me this whole way. You've seen what we've had to do. I mean, there's not a ton to it. The real trick is just, if you want to do this as Rurik, you gotta do it fast. Probably faster even than what I was doing. And that's certainly possible because Rurik is a really good leader. But if you either get lucky and he dies off and you only have Helgi as an heir, or just one heir, or if you kill off Rurik so that Helgi can inherit before he has a chance to produce any more heirs, then you have a much better chance of making this achievement work. So, now, we're getting off our first siege here. We're waiting for the armies of Khazaria to show up. They're gonna show up. And they're gonna be pretty good size. Here come our allies, though. When you're doing these wars, you just kind of have to be cautious. So it's really easy to run out of supplies, and that can be devastating. Although that said, that can be a tactic you can use against your enemies as well. Wait for them to run out of supplies and then pounce on them. It's not going to get you out of every pickle, but it seems like the AI does not have a really good grasp on how to handle the supply issue, which is something you can definitely use to your advantage. Now, it does look like Khazaria has a few problems of its own. I said this is not going to be a short war, guys. This is going to be, I think there's something like 13 counties in here that we have to take. So Khazaria is in their war with us. Oh, it doesn't look like they're in a war with anyone else. Maybe they're just getting raided. Ah, there they are. Now we've got 4 months left on this one. They're going to take 7 months. Now, here's where I do it again, guys. And again, I cannot stress enough. And I'll probably never change myself, but you have to be very cautious when you're attacking yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. You have to be very cautious when you're attacking them to know what their army composition is. I don't do that here. And as you're going to see, trusting that little symbol on the map can really get you into a lot of trouble. Yeah, and here they come, and I'm already locked in. So the AI suckered me into their trap. And there was no reason for it. So that army's going to get obliterated. We got in there before they could stack wipe it. But yeah, I'm losing. Definitely going to lose that fight. And there's a good reason for that. Which is that the Khazarians, I'm pretty sure I check on this. Khazarians use a lot of horsemen. They're the horse riders of the steppes. So, yep. Horse excel in plains. I played right into his strengths. So don't do that. It's just not a good idea. That said, I can get a better spy master. Everyone's gonna hate me. They never change that. Although my my Volkiv Ingvar came to like me. I don't have any idea why on earth everybody else hated me so much. Might have just been the dread. I could have checked that out. I kind of hoped it would improve naturally. Obviously did not happen. So we're just gonna go lick our wounds for a little bit. They actually did not do as much damage to us as you might think. We do still have our army down here that finished off the siege. Oh, you want the artifact back that I took from you in combat? Well, my dear friend, I would say no. If you want it, come take it. So we're going to spread out here and recover some of our levies. The good news is that while Khazari is not small, neither are we. So we can afford to take a few wounds here. They're not even close to our core territory. Oh, I felt like we loved our wife. Well, opportunity for another alliance. Now, I took that one. I probably shouldn't have, because Kiev is part of the Empire. And so by taking them, I really opened myself up to the very real possibility that they won't vassalize, and I have no means of forcing them to vassalize. So, not a good idea there, what I did. It works out in the end, but that was an unnecessary risk. Alright, pounce on him, snag him while he's in the forest. Now my strengths come into play. See, I have the strength in the forest. So, play to your strengths, not his. Don't fight horsemen in the plains. I built my army around fighting in the forest. It was silly of me to ever take him on in the plains. There's so much forest in the Russian highlands that, or in the Russian steppes, that it just didn't make sense to do anything else. But we've sent his army packing. Same thing as ours, though. He's far from down. He'll be back. But in the meantime, we have our opportunity to... Oh, it's just our ally up there. I wish they wouldn't do that. Maybe there's a way to stop him from doing that, but... Oh well. We'll unsiege Moskva and go see some territory down there in Khazaria, being very cautious of his return. Yeah, everyone hates us and lots of schemes are happening. Have a good, be sure you have a good spy master, or you will regret it. Rowdy. She's quite good at martial. We'll train her in that. A 16 is not a bad martial skill. You know, you can play as some of these other characters, like the Count of Montague, who has like a 29 or a 30. That is insane. Most of the time you're not going to have that. So just keep that in mind when picking characters for your own. Somebody's fighting a war in my territory. But keep that in mind when you're fighting wars, or when you're playing, that it's always a good idea. It's nice to have a great, like a military genius, but, you know, a 15 to 20 is still really good. And probably more in line with what you can expect at best. Inspiration to change in direction. Yeah, she is just on vacation. That's alright, you know what? Give you some more money. Bring me back something great. It better be great or I will execute you. See, he's sitting on my army and eating up my supplies, and that's... Oh boy. Did you guys see what I saw there? They have returned. I don't think there's any time for us to get out of here. Well, maybe there is. Yeah, we're gonna pull back over here by Roslavel. With the death of Rurik, your grandson is now my heir. Oh. Fortunately, we did take that perk that lowers her stress. Remember what I said about at this rate he's not very likely that any of his kids outlive him. He's well on his way to that. And we do have a new young wife that can provide us some new heirs, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, so we're going to use this river to our advantage. Anyone attacking over a river receives a penalty for fording. And large rivers especially. We're going to play up the terrain to our advantage. But he doesn't seem like he's all that interested in taking us up on that. Here he comes, Karachev. But you can definitely tell he got pretty bloodied in that. You can see we have a big advantage now, and he's on our turf. He's attacking our captured castle in the forest. This is not a good place for him. Now, yes, I would highly recommend do not just charge in willy-nilly when you do these things. I keep on doing that. That's not a good idea. Oh, he recognizes he's not going to win this. He's going to run. But we can still catch him. And it's saying it's an even battle, but we have reinforcements on the way. I think we could have risked that. I think we would have won. He may have the defense, but his troops just are not as good in the forest as ours. There we go. Now we did lose our counselor, but the nice thing is that we have enough vassals we can replace. Even good members of the council can be replaced. I'm not sure what these 1,400 troops are. Just some raiders of some sort? I don't know, they're just sitting there. They will fight us. So now every time you do see that event, I mean, we've already seen it killed one of my daughters. You run a risk, but it is an opportunity to gain some goodwill, and presumably it allows your child to form a friendship. I don't know on that last one. So, you know, do it your own risk. Wow, at your own risk. Do it your own risk. Knowing full well you are playing with your child's life, and your character, as is right in my mind, will not take the loss of a child well. Still have enough supplies. We could probably go take on one of these other secret cheating on your spouse, or extramarital affairs, I guess. I don't know if he's married or not. To jail with you. Oh, there they are. They snuck around the far side. Now, we're not actually locked in yet, so we can pull back. Taking him on in the plains again, not a good idea. That said, this army's a fraction of the size of what it was. No, we're not going to make it out, but maybe we can make it in time to rescue him. No, we're not going to make it in time. So he's going to get beat, but he can't get away now. We're gonna get our army in there. We outnumber him enough that at this point, he's on the run. We have the advantage. We lost our steward. Put an 18 in, not that bad. And the army that got beat is going to go lick its wounds, but it did not get stack wiped, so we're okay there. Wow, we have a little bit of an issue with where to go. She's brought me the Anglo-Saxon mace. There we go. Kiev is calling me to war. We'll accept it. Because if I decline, that's 750 fame. Hot dang, that's expensive. So if I recall correctly, Kiev's gonna go deal with his own war. Because that's what they do. But we're fine. At this point, we can handle him. And he's back. Obviously trying to siege down some of his territory that he's lost. Whoever these antler people are, I have no idea, honestly. I should probably check that, but he's obviously in a war with somebody else. Our dynasty's doing quite well. Alright, knocked that army out. My grandson is full of questions. Huh. Yes, kids really do have all kinds of questions, and they can ask the darndest things. My own daughter recently asked me about bills. I was looking through some bills, and she was asking me about it. So imagine trying to explain banking to a 7-year-old. So I'm talking to her. I'm like, well, you know, I pay with a card. It's like, you don't have you don't use money. I'm like, no, I not very often, because you have bank cards nowadays, and you know, you don't have to use money, but you know, we have a service that we use, and so we spend money to keep using it. And she said, so how do you pay it? I told her, well, we use our bank to tell our bank to send money to the this other company's bank, and they do it. It's like, so they send the money? I said, no, I don't know that they send actual money. I think they do a transfer of balance so that, you know, my money goes to them, even if no actual money goes. She thinks about that for a minute, and she says, so it's all pretend. Yes, I guess it is. But you know, it's okay, because as long as everybody pretends together, the magic works. As long as everyone believes, the magic is there. It's just funny how true that is. Because at any moment, someone, you know, everyone could go demand cash out of the banks, and we know the banks don't carry enough money to give everyone their cash, and so the whole system would come crashing down, Great Depression style. Yeah, they're coming back, but I mean, look at those numbers. So the AI would be much better served to sit back and rebuild their strength. Because all they're doing here is just throwing men into the grinder. And don't get me wrong, ground beef is delicious, but this is doing them no favors. Unworthy peasants. Again, if I was playing long game, I'd probably pay more attention to that. I'm not. I probably should, because you never know. I think I still only have one heir. There we go. We can catch this little 1400 army. And you can see he was doing quite well. We just have such an overwhelming numbers advantage at this point that he's doomed. Captured the enemy banner. Oh, you know I'm gonna hang this one in my hall. Here we go. Time to hang the banner. We lost one of our banners at some point, but that's okay. We got a better one. Hang it right over here. Illustrious. Doesn't look particularly illustrious to me. A war? Didn't even see who that was. Oh, another Northman army. Yeah. Kiev will help me in my war. 8 stress really is not too bad for the extra prestige, but again, we've got prestige to spare, so this is not exactly a big problem. The Northmen are a bit of a big problem. Now, obviously, we're gonna... Oh, he's gonna unsiege my fort. What a putz. And only 22 days left. Pay attention. Mozaisk. So the Northmen are coming close. It's fine. Let them have their day. And it's not even that hard to deal with them. It's really just a matter of getting that their supplies down. It's a little risky to do this if we don't know where his main army is. That said, at this point his numbers are so down, I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much. Can we take him on at Mosaic? I mean, this probably is not a good idea. But we do have 4,000 troops. Oh, here he comes. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, get in there, my ally needs to get in there and help me, and we've got this. Yeah. Alright, we're good. We're good. End of the Northmen. Yeah, see, it's not that big a deal. That said, I took some unnecessary risks there, and it just about cost me my army, so that was way too early to take them on. I should have let them burn up some of their supplies. And the war is over. But not quite. Now we inherit Khazaria's war. Looking pretty good there, Novgorod. Most of the land that's left is in Kievan territory. We are now the conquest target of the chiefdom of Voin. The Yedisanian... Oh, the Yedisanian conquest of the chiefdom of Voin. So we just have to go beat up on Yedisan. I don't know why Yedisan... Well, Yedisan was probably taking advantage of the war that I was waging against Khazaria, which obviously caused them all kinds of issues. But they should have picked their target a little better. Now, Kingdom of Ruthania. Go ahead and create the titles. There's really no reason not to. We have the money. The titles just make us that much stronger. We're almost a living legend. I could play this out and probably, I believe there's an achievement for getting that. Yeah, see, he's not even going to accept it because he is not the same faith as me. And I can't declare war because I have an alliance with him. So, bad choice on my part. Unfortunately, it works out in the end, but be aware of that. It might not. You could really shoot yourself in the foot by doing what I did. And one more out of the way. Unfortunately, Kiev is still whole. So we're going to go after... Only this county is in the territory. And originally I was going to go after the counties next to Kiev, but that kingdom is no longer part of the empire, so that doesn't help me. The Chervan cities, those all used to be part. Volodymyr, the bottom half of Peresopnitsia, all that used to be part of the Empire and is no longer. So that doesn't help us anymore. Pribislava comes of age. You are now a woman and Midas touched. Hot dang. She got a very good education. Can marry her off. I don't particularly care at this point. Oh, there's an organized Jewish faith? A Norse Jew. Interesting. Palavia sounds like that's in Poland. Yep, we'll do that. Oh, he's a masked man as well. All these people getting maimed. The Garlic King. Oh boy, how would you like to be called the Garlic King? Oh jeez. Sounds like a better title for a chef if we're being totally honest. And we win. End this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we still need one more county to form the Empire. Yes, we're one county short. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but we've had this tiny little tumor for a very long time. Done deal. And because we're so far away, I think we're actually pulling on a whole separate group of levies. Because they were able to get into battle very quickly. So I guess if you're going to go doing back-to-back wars, if you're going to do back-to-back wars, the moral of this story is just to do them at opposite ends of the kingdom, so you pull on different groups of people. Now, just for fun, this is where I start realizing, oh, I should probably do some of this to keep my grandeur from going down. We bump everything up. And bam, automatically our resting, our natural grandeur changes. So, some of the future playthroughs, I'll definitely play with that a little bit more. That said, this is going to be my last one for a little while. I am, as I mentioned before, I am going to be going and doing a RimWorld series, and those can take a little bit. So, I fully plan on playing that all the way through. And hopefully you'll join me on that one. I think that could be a lot of fun. You know, it's been the tale of our people this whole time, but we have almost 11,000 troops to call on. We'll go deal with these guys. I don't even think we actually finished dealing with them. And they're just gonna throw themselves at me. Captured another banner. We'll take that and hang it in the court. Somewhere. Put our banner at the back behind our throne, and throw his banner over here. Because we've been working at it so long, let's just get whole of body. That gives us 20% fertility, a medium health boost. Yeah. Bam. If we were going to continue playing, I'd probably go back and do some more conquest perks. There we go. End of that war. Enforce our demands. We do have some valuable hostages, but here. Form the Empire of Russia. 500 prestige given to us. 500 gold spent. We are now a mighty Tsar. And that's it, guys. That is Land of the Rus. We unpause here and you'll see it pop up. Bam. So, that said, guys, this has been a lot of fun. A lot of ups and downs, but hopefully you've enjoyed it with me. I enjoyed it. I probably won't record this way again. I'll do live recordings. But that said, if you're enjoying the content, leave a comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you guys in the next one.